really annoys me that people call these things reviews when they're rambles first and foremost. Firstly, for it to be a review, I have to keep it at least for 10 or so minutes, and I couldn't be fucked to do that. And secondly, a reviewer has to make references and use official classifications along with qualified sources, and to put it in a way modern kids will understand, this shit stinks poo-poo. Just look at this bare buggery. Mystery, horror, psychological. It's as if we're still living in 2060s when an aspiring writer had the magnificent option of writing a poem, writing a bigger poem, writing a text, or get fucked. At the very least, Wikipedia tells what it actually is. Urban fantasy. See, it wasn't that hard to give it a proper name. The people writing this shit are so postmodernist that any genre term harder than one word makes them burst into flames or something. Anyway, Boogiepop, and no, I refuse to call it in any other way, fuck you, is an 18-episode urban fantasy show developed by Madhouse in 2019. Not to be confused with Boogiepop, a 12-episode urban fantasy show developed by Madhouse in 2000s. I seriously hope that this doesn't become a trend like in video games, where I have 3 million games named the same way because of brand recognition, though as far as I understood, this one was made to celebrate the anniversary of the light novel, so maybe it's just that special of an occasion. Who knows? The plot is that it doesn't have a plot, and yes, I'm serious. The overarching narrative is that there's this thing called Boogiepop, and it exists to kill people who have the power to drastically change either reality itself or the perception of reality as we know it. The anime is neatly divided into 4 separate stories with reoccurring characters, and they're loosely connected with each other, but ultimately none of them or what they do matters in the long run, and neither is Boogiepop, which kinda shows up to spout amateur philosophy class at the viewer and finish off or spare the bad guy. In case if you still haven't got the memo yet, I didn't like the plot. Well, at least mostly. I liked the Imaginator arc, and the Fear Ghoul one was also fine, but overall I couldn't shake off the feeling of pretentiousness that towered over me like a really erect willy. And outside of characters being pretentious, there's really nothing to them for the most part, because they have either no personality whatsoever or die and serve as a way to gain sympathy points for the rest. The graphics were pretty nice and smooth outside of few scenes, and even the scenes clearly designed to save money were executed well and go in tone with the rest of the visuals. And speaking of visuals, the fight scenes alone were gorgeous looking and have none of the usual flashy Japanese aesthetics, which to me is a good thing since the show tries to take itself seriously, so flashy attacks would look out of place. The music is also nice, a nice mix of electro, ambient and rock, which for some reason reminded me of both Devilman Crybaby and Bella Modica, and I would actually want to listen to it separately. I also had fun time watching and comparing the openings of this and 2000s Boogiepop, mostly because they both are the quintessential openings of their time. One has some classy tune of Hellsing and Berserk anime, and the other has Myth and Droid that I swear is in pretty much every action anime these days. Though ultimately I am at best neutral to this anime, it would be unfair for me to call it shit or bad. That would be me lying. And if you like urban fantasy genre, then so far this is the best this season has to offer in both themes, story and visuals alike. And if you are already a fan of Boogiepop, then I personally think it represented the source material pretty well. However, if you aren't willing to sit through planks talking philosophy for 24 or so minutes and want something more action-packed, then I suggest watching something else. The same goes for people who are into more easily digestible stuff like harem anime or those soft tasty biscuits.